Another TFN down. Oh man, what a weekend. As usual, you can do these videos however you want, but most people do a haul video and a reflections video and that kind of thing, so I'm just going to concentrate on the stuff that I bought on in TFN during my weekend, which was fabulous, by the way. So basically I'll start with certain things that was given to me, and I'll try and go in a chronological order, if that makes sense. So the first toys that I was actually given before TFN actually started. On the way down, because I went down with my friend Paul and his brother, he gave me a Visionary and some Visionary little staff things that he found on the car boot sale when I wasn't there. On the Friday night before TFN started, I received a gift from a good friend, Jason, who he seemed a lot more chilled out in these last this TFN. He seemed like having a really good time. He saw that I'd done some reviews for turning the cards that I picked up off the car boot sale not too long ago. Now these things are spring-loaded little things that when you attach them onto any metal surface, they actually transform into like spring-loaded one-step kind of eagle toys. Now this one I picked up off a car boot sale for about, I think I picked up like 2 for £3 or something like that. So about £1. I can't remember exactly how much I picked them up for. But because I'd done this and I gave him a toy last year, he plonked this on me. Turning the card Phoenix. This Turning the Card Phoenix was essentially a much bigger version, a more complicated version of one of these. Now these things are imported and they're very, very sought after, and yeah, absolutely fabulous. I'm going to have to do a review on this. It's only right. He bought him as a gift. He reviewed the one that I sent him, so I'm going to have to review this because Jason sent it me. So thanks, Jay. You're a top lad. So that brings us on to Saturday. Now Saturday, if for anybody who went there will know that it was absolutely rammed, like you won't believe. And I'd had a few drinks the night before, which I will cover in another video at some point and explain exactly what the situation was. But come Saturday morning, I was a little bit worse for wear, let's say, and I went into the main hall after the queues had subsided, so I could have a look at the toys that were on offer, and it was just so full. There were people everywhere. It was just bedlam. I think that Toy Fu may have been in a bit of a bad spot where they'd stuck them, because where they were seats directly in front of them, which looks good if you look at it from the stage, because they had quite a long table area, but unfortunately the space that was between the table and the chairs was quite tight. So I had my backpack on, because I always like to have something. I don't like to hold all my toys all in bags while I'm trying to hunt. I prefer to buy, put it in there, carry on to the next thing, and it became really in my way. But I managed to get onto Toy Fu, and I found on the Toy Fu stand Generations, or Chug, let's just call it Chug, Laser Optimus Prime, which is very nice. I haven't had much of a chance to play with any of these toys yet, because I had to go to work on Monday, unlike some people who decided to have the day off work. Some of us have to go out there and keep the country up and running, I'm afraid. So yeah, Laser Optimus Prime, who I haven't worked out how to transform yet, because I never get the instructions. Also from Toy Fu, I picked up TFP Beast Hunters Lockdown, which is very nice. It's turned into some kind of like big crocodile thing, and he has like a bit that goes on his back there. don't understand what all that bit's about, but really nice toy. Also from Toy Foo, I picked up Fall of Cybertron Ultra Magnus, which is rather nice. Really nice robot form on this thing. I haven't had a proper play with it yet, but I like the aesthetics of it, and I'm trying to get all of the Fall of Cybertron toys, because I like the how they look and how they transform, and it's really good stuff. Also from Toy Foo, Titans Return Trigger Happy, which was a bit of a bargain, and I thought, yeah, I've always liked this figure. I always had the G1 figure, and the G1 and this look so much alike. It's amazing, really, how they got the aesthetics of it and the style. It just looks glorious, absolutely glorious. So yeah, he was a good find. And last but not least from Toy Foo, I found this little tiny hot rod. Now this is one of my favourite toys of this entire haul. I think this is a great bot, and I've never ever seen this this version of hot rod before. It's quite unusual. It's the colours of it are spectacular. Really deep maroon colours and like shiny paint and the flames, and yeah, just a really good toy. And he was a bit of a bargain as well, so I was quite chuffed with him. Got to buy a hot rod, haven't you, when you go to a Transformers company. I went up to the Space Bridge, which is at the top of the hall, and I picked up from them Titans Return Chrome Dome. This was packaged and cost a tenner, which I thought was pretty good, because I haven't got a Chug Chrome Dome, and I think that is a nice toy. It's a really loyal representation of the original G1 form. I like the fact that they gave him 2 red guns like the other one has, and yeah, it's really nice. I've offered a tenner either. Also from Space Bridge, I got RID Sideburn, but this Sideburn is the Hot Rod colours version, which looks absolutely spectacular. It's got the Hot Rod flames going on its bonnet, and just yeah. I know that it's not a true Hot Rod, but in my eyes it is. I'm not sure who I got this guy from. It might have been not Kapow, but the In Demand, when they had some loose ones in a bag. I also got the Hot Rod version of Exilian, which is nearly complete apart from he doesn't have his missile, but nice simple transformation on this, and the flames on it, the Hot Rod flame bit, just had it for me. I had to buy it, had to have it so I can stick it in my my Hot Rod collection, just because it's a hot rod, isn't it? A few last ones that I picked up on the Saturday. Transformers Prime Dreadwing, which I was really chuffed with the fact that I found one, and it was a really good price as well. But unfortunately, when I started to play with it, I realised that it had either some kind of fault, or if I was just a clumsy so-and-so and accidentally snapped off this part here, which turns into the tail section. I still haven't managed to play with this thing yet, but I was really gutted that I've broken him slightly. I might look into the possibility of fixing him, but for the price that he was, it's pretty good, and it's a really nice looking toy. And I much prefer to get the Voyager version than get the deluxe version. This thing just looks spectacular in this form. From In Demand Toys, I picked up Hot Soldiers Spy Officer Goldfly Bug, or basically Goldbug. I do like Hot Soldiers stuff. The attention to detail and the extras that you get in these things are fantastic. It even comes with like a little tiny version of Ravage, and loads of an extra head and a little satellite and guns and all sorts of things, and it's a lovely transformation of Goldbug. It's a great toy, and for the price as well, for a 3p toy, can't really go wrong. I think it was 15 quid, £15 for a third-party toy. That's what you want to buy. Third-party toys that are nice and cheap. Well, last but not least, on Saturday, I picked up Kara Twin Twist, which has a headmaster and a target master, and this thing is spectacular. Really, really good. I wanted to get just the Titans Return version of Twin Twist, and I was looking at the prices of it to actually buy, and if you buy just the Hasbro version, you're talking like between 20 and 25 quid. That's loose because it's quite sought after. But I went past In Demand and they were selling this for 20 quid boxed Takara version. You've got to buy that, haven't you? 20 quid for that? I think these sold really, really well. They were selling off a lot of the Takara Times Return stuff, and yeah, just the little bits. I know it's got a little bit of paint difference between this and the original Hasbro one, but the addition of the Target Master and the paint and everything, 20 quid. That's like supermarket prices, that, for Takara, which yeah, get it bought. So that brought me to the signings and all the rest of the things that were happening over the weekend. I was given by a fellow YouTuber called Rudy some of his artwork, which is really, really nice. He just basically came up and we had a bit of a chat and spoke about he was really grateful for the people who were watching his stuff and commenting on his videos. I noticed he just put a video up there actually. I'm gonna go and watch it now. But he gave me some of his artwork, so I have a Wreck-Gar, really nice stuff. RC, which is numbered, signed. All the Junkions in classic colours. Kranix from the original Transformers the movie. Magnus, who looks spectacular. Insecticons, or Diaclone Insecticons, which is rather nice. And a Shatterglass Wreck-Gar. Oh, I've already done that one. Did it twice. So yeah, they're lovely. I'm going to definitely frame some of those things, and thank you. You're an absolute legend. From Toy Foo, I picked up the fanzine, the Master Force fanzine, which I haven't had a chance to read through, but it always is a good read. I read the last one last year, and yeah, they really do put a lot of effort into it, those guys do, and it's a really, really good cause. When you come into the convention, when you get your wristband, which I'm still wearing, still rocking the band, you get given a Stambush concert ticket, which isn't a real ticket. It says that it's not a real ticket. Please note, this is a souvenir pass. I bet there were people still going down there because they're a bit stupid. And you also get your TFnation program, which is always a good read. Really, really well made. Tells you about everything going on, all the halls, all the things, Stambush, all the rest of it. All good. So yeah, it's a nice little souvenir, and I'll keep that with the other one that I have. Now I went to have some stuff signed. I didn't get a chance to have everything signed by Stan Manbush because there were a lot of people around Stan, and after stuff, the queues were just ridiculous. So I never got to have a chat with him. But as I was going into the hall, I noticed that the queues for a few of my childhood heroes were quite small. So I went and got my things to get signed, and I managed to get Oink signed by Lou Stringer, who was one of the artists of the original Oink. Now, when I handed this over to him, he noticed it straight away that this was the preview version, which was the version before #1. So there was Oink #1, and then there was this version. Well, no, there was this version, then there was Oink #1. So, this, and I was chatting to him, he told me the story of why this thing existed and the work that they did on it. And he said that this was done about 1.5 years before the actual original one was done. So they did all the work for it, and then they kind of went all in one big fell swoop and launched Oink, and it was quite successful back in the day. But I also asked him, because there's one thing I've always wanted to know, is somebody mentioned that Charlie Brooker of Black Mirror fame and all that said that he used to work on Oing, and I asked him and he said yes he did. He was 15 years old and he used to do some of the writing and some of the comedy stuff for Oing, which is amazing really. And Lou Stringer, top bloke, really nice. Had a chat, talked about all his things he were doing. They were doing lots of sketches of all these famous things in the past, and they also had on his store some Combat Colin comics, so I bought a Combat Colin comic off him and he signed that for me as well, Combat Colin #1, which is rather nice, and I will read that cover to cover, because you can't beat a bit of Combat Colin. Also, I went to get signed, because he was there, with Mike Collins. Now Mike Collins is the guy who drew the little Ladybird books. He drew all the ones that were done for Transformers way back in the day, and if you've got any of these little Ladybird books, you'll know exactly what I mean by the art of it. Now he did the art how the toys looked and not how the actual cartoon representations were, so they don't look anything like the cartoon versions. Now I'm a comic book nerd, and I know that he basically invented this guy. And this is Gambit. Gambit is in the X-Men, and a character that's never really been used to its proper usage yet in the X-Men universe films, but eventually it will do. This is the first ever appearance of Gambit, and Mike Collins did the interior artwork for this at the time. Now, I spoke to him about this, and he said, did you know, he had to do this really quickly, because a lot of the other artists had all fallen out for doing that, and that was the only one that day that he'd actually signed, this X-Men #266. This is fantastic for me. I'm going to have this framed. Also, I went into the Forge, picked up a few badges from Toy Fu, which are these guys here. Not sure who that is. That's one of the Seacons. Another Seacon. Another one. No idea. Any idea? That's Prime. I know what that is. Seacon. And again, no idea. Now I went into the Forge to look at some of the custom work that had been done, and have a chat with some of the people who were peddling their wares in the Forge. Now there's some absolutely mega talented people in there. Aeroplane. There's some mega talented people in the Forge. I managed to pick up some stickers. Unfortunately, as I came back, my kids had basically pilfered as many of those stickers as they possibly could and stuck them all over the place, including the mobile phones and all that kind of thing. But I managed to pick up off of Little Vandals a pack of his stickers. I have got Megatron on my laptop, but I also had Reflector, Blitzwing, Shockwave, and I think there's a Soundwave one as well that my lad pinched. I also picked up a one with Waspinator and Black Arachnia, but my daughter pinched that. Also from another one of the people I picked up a Starscream, which is really nice. Also from Little Vandals, I picked up a little badge of Megs, which looks spectacular. And his stuff that he did was great. He told me that he only did it to try and get his lad into Marvel characters, but he realised that he had a bit of a talent for picking out all the old retro stuff, and some of the work that he does is just spectacular. Anyway, that brings us to Saturday night. So after the bush, which we'll cover in much greater detail further down the line, we did an unboxing, or two, or three. And in my unboxing, I had a little police Lego kind of set, Far Cry 2 for a console I don't own, some Doctor Who badges, a hamster thing that when you turn it on won't shut up, and if it comes on in a minute I'm going to throw it at that bloody wall. Little Devil Lego figure, Ghost Riders Hero Mashers, Boba Fett, Hot Wheels toy, Daphne, also a handful of Avengers, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Falcon, his wings there, Vision, Hawkeye, Black Panther, War Machine, Black Widow, and Cap. Also in the box was a bobblehead Weeping Angel, DC Icons Deadman. Really, really nice, this thing. I'm going to get this out later and have a little bit of a play. And best of all, which makes the wife a very, very, very happy lady, it's an Elmo's Fire.
I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagles flying higher and higher.
That song's going to be stuck in your head all day now. So that brings us to Sunday. Now Sunday was the day that I decided that I was going to do some bag. I hate you, Natalie. One more noise and you're going to vanish. Okay. Sunday was the day I was going to do some bargain hunting. So I went into the hall with the intention of finding stuff cheap, finding it and bartering and getting as best bargain as I possibly could. Now I did find a few little things, but I did also have a bit of a one where I went up to one of the sellers and they were selling something for £12, and I said, would you take a tenner? And he went, no. So straight away, being the car voter in me, I just thought, nope, I'm not buying off you, so I just dropped it, walked away. But I did find some bargains. Now one of the ones that I was after right from the beginning was the 4 for Cybertron Bruticus, which I did like the look of, but I saw it a few times in the hall and it was a price between £50 and £70, something like that, which was way out of my price range, and I would never pay that amount of money for a toy. Anyway, I bumped into my mate Andy, and Andy was selling a Bruticus, full of Cybertron Bruticus off. He told me the price, I gave him an offer, he accepted. I haven't had a chance to play with this thing yet. It's different. I like it, and I'm going to have a good old play with this thing at some point and work out exactly what the hell is going on, because there's a lot going on. Now I went back to Kapow, and Kapow was selling off quite a few old Titans Return and Power of the Primes toys and things like that, and my friend, he told me that they were selling off Power of the Primes Jazz packaged on there for a £5, so I thought, surely not. It was marked down from £25 to £10 to a £5, so I managed to get one for a £5, and it's a really, really good toy for a £5. You can't really complain. It's not perfect, but yeah, £5, bargain. Last year at the convention there was an exclusive toy, which was the Mars Toys Rune, which is a blue version of the Bumblebee mold that was done for the original G1 cartoon that came out way back in the day. Now I've seen that toy and I thought, it's a nice looking toy, that it's nice, and I love the actual alt mold. I thought it was fantastic, but it's just every single time I see the price of it I think it's a little bit expensive, and it was a little bit expensive. Now for some reason the price of these things has got lower and lower and lower and lower, so I managed to pick up boxed Mars Toys Skiff, which is basically the Bumblebee. Virtually no paint on this thing, but a really, really nice transformation nonetheless, and really well made. It just feels nice. Got a lovely plastic, and he was a tenner for a boxed 3p toy, which is fantastic. That's cheaper than a supermarket, which you can't really go wrong by, can you? Bargain. And my last bargain of the day was one when I went on a guy that was, I don't know the name of his stall, but I bought other stuff from him. I can't remember. I think I mixed up some of the stuff that I bought earlier on, because I'm sure I bought stuff. I bought Exilion off him for a tenner. Now, he had a big load of loose figures on his table, and he basically said that everything that's loose is now half price, which I thought, happy days. If you sort through it and you find something that you like, and you throw a dart or a ball at this board, if you hit the board, you get an extra 20% knocked off. So I'm thinking, right, okay, I'll search through. So I managed to find Cyberverse Powerglide, which is fantastic. Now, this thing was supposed to be £5, half price £2.50. I said £2.50. He went, yeah, you're going to throw a ball at the board. I threw a ball at the board from a good distance, hit the board, got it for £2. Bargain. So, did I spend much? No. I'm tight. I'm thrifty. I don't like spending loads and loads of money on stuff, but I have picked up certain things like 3p, brand new, and Takara, and sought after toys and things like that for very, very little. I've managed to find bargains again at tfnation. If you hunt, bargains will come. You can find bargains wherever you go. It's all a state of mind. That's all it is. So that's my haul. I didn't spend very much money at all, but I had a really great time, and I will cover exactly how much of a great time I had in my next video, which will be the thoughts, reflections and all that malarkey, and we'll cover that one in much greater detail. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Is it going to rain? It's going to be dark. Be nice to each other. I'll see you later.